Hello, welcome back to Creepy and Kooky. I'm Lauren-Blair Donovan, and today I'm here with Winston Carter.
Hey, hello.
We've been trying to do this since, I think, a year and a half.
Yeah,
I think it was like early 2022 where you're like, I'm interested.
Yeah.
And between all the things, here we are.
Life and death.
Life and death, yeah. So when I knew I was ending the series, I was like, I gotta get Winston on. Like, I reached out personally instead of just putting out the feelers to people. I'm like, we gotta do it. So today we're at the Mission Hills Catholic Mortuary, which is across the street from a Jewish cemetery that I went to almost 2 years ago with Samantha Jane. You know her, right? Yeah. So we're gonna find some people today. It's pretty well labeled so far. Yeah. I have high hopes, but I don't want to jinx it. The only thing is we don't know where Bob Hope is. He has a pretty eccentric, in a cool way, grave, according to the internet. And it's not clear where he is. I think we're near where he might be, but we'll find out. Before we get started, though, I mean, you're comfortable with graveyards, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm Catholic, so this is like as comfortable as I'm lapsed, but as comfortable as I'm gonna get.
Right. It's familiar and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, maybe if we see some imagery, you can help fill me in, because I'm
That's
not
Jesus.
Catholic.
That was the Jesus guy.
That's this Jesus guy everyone's talking about. See, we're gonna learn so much today, so let's just get started. And oh yeah, Lady Grimm is here as always, having a grand old time. All right, we'll see you soon. So we think it's Bob Hope is locked away, actually. It looks like he's in a thing that's behind there. There's a security. So yeah, there is a security guard, but they didn't seem to mind. But he's back there. That's Bob Hope. And we're gonna talk about him from the other side of it. But as you can see, this is gated off. So yet another private internment. Boo. Behind us is Bob Hope's grave, the other side of it. How exciting for you viewers to get this wall, this dome amphitheater.
Beautiful.
I didn't know it was locked off. I don't think it said that, so I'm a little surprised to hear that. I bet you it's open though when the chapel's open.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because there's no way that's
people
locked
have
off.
to visit, right? Or maybe they don't. Maybe it's just for him. Maybe it's like a pharaoh.
I mean, well, it kind of is. It's the Bob Hope Garden or something. So it's just,
okay, yeah.
So I mean,
it's like his cat's in there. There's
hieroglyphics. You know, everything. It's King centuries from now. Centuries from now.
Yes.
And people will discover his
American
tomb.
pharaoh.
Yes. Bob Hope and
him and Nick Cage. Let's find that out about.
It's going to be, oh man, I cannot wait to not know anything, so I'll be dead about how future civilization. I joke that like they're going to think we worship the mouse, you know, like Mickey Mouse.
100%.
And like
they're going to think that, and they'll be like, who is this Coca-Cola guy?
Right, the bear, the polar bear that drank sugar water and
they were so
resided in Atlanta, Georgia. Just so ridiculous. Oh, you trying to get out? What are you doing? Do you have any connection to Bob Hope?
I don't, other than like he did a lot of USO stuff, and there was a period of time where I was gonna try to be a USO musician and tour around, but that's it.
That's a thing, you can be a USO specific musician?
Yeah, they put together like bands, like my uncle was trying to put together a band to go tour USO facilities, like abroad, and there was like a period of time we were talking about it, and I was like, I have to go to college.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, that would have been the most fun, that would have been a much better use of my time. So
funny how that works out sometimes.
How it goes.
Mixed thoughts on college myself. But yeah, I don't have strong connection to him either. I just know he's like a thing. And sometimes when I'm doing these, I don't know if it's like I'm being appropriate by showing what the people want to see, like the back of Bob Hope's Egyptian tomb. Or if I'm like being, not like performative, but like, it's like, oh, this is the person who I know is famous. But I don't have a lot to say, so I don't want to be disrespectful, but I don't want to be like vacant about it. I don't know.
He had an enormous cultural impact.
He did.
We can acknowledge that without, but also it was before our time.
Yeah,
that's okay.
I think that's a good way because he died in like 2003, I think.
Yeah,
if I'm remembering.
And it's like his heyday was like the 60s. So
we were not alive.
Yeah, we were not around.
But we respect. We're in comedy. It's how we know each other through the comedy world in Los Angeles. So, and Grimmy's gonna jump off, so we're gonna go find another grave. So, there's a big stick with a thing across it. What's that called?
It's a cross. That's a cross.
Oh, see, so educational.
Yeah.
So educational, right in between us. I'm just gonna play dumb blonde the
great.
whole time. Never mind that I was a religious studies major.
Yeah.
We're gonna play dumb. Oh my god. So we thought this was this because we thought we were in row 47 and this matched the trim in the photo. But it's here. We found the voice of Donald Duck, Clarence C. Nash. Teamwork makes the dream work. I was kicking off the dirt. We were really convinced it was it.
Yep.
You got your hands all dirty. I think I have hand sanitizer. I'll give you
It's
that
just
in the car.
dirt. Just grave dirt.
Just grave dirt.
Grave
Yeah.
dirt.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
That sounds completely not unappealing. Like what?
We literally must have walked right over it and just not
my
seen
car
it.
is literally like we're parallel to my car. Grave hunting, no matter how long I do this, things always go wrong.
Let's get his rubies. Let's dig him up and steal his jewels. That's what we're doing out here, right? We're here to rob.
You understood the assignment.
There's a second half of
Most
this.
guests don't say it on camera, but I like your honesty.
this
That's
is
always what we're doing
An
here.
elaborate
Kooky and Kooky.
casing of the joint, as they say.
That is what we're doing. Now the ducks on here, is that any Catholic imagery?
Yeah. Ducks are big. They're for repentance. They're the symbol of absolution.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
True. But yeah, this is wild.
I didn't know he was in here. I missed him because like Clarence Nash, that's not like a Walt Disney or Mel Blanc like where a lot of people necessarily know.
But there they are.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, I love Disney and Donald Duck has such a distinctive voice, so I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Like literally this morning, I was like, oh, he's here. Oh, we gotta go.
Well,
He's not on the list initially.
Someone might be like, oh, they were real. Disney adults have existed for a long time, I guess. But then they'd be like, oh, wait, no, this actually has relevance to their lives.
Yeah. God, we could have Disney bounded. Like we could have worn like a sailor.
You're almost.
outfit.
You look like you could be a rescue ranger right now.
Yeah, I could be a rescue ranger. It's true. I kind of look like I'm part rescue ranger, part the chick from Laura Dern from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
We'll have Winston. I'll do a little fashion walk video so you see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I always like seeing the animators' voices, and they're sometimes the hardest to find in terms of like when you're searching famous internments.
Yeah.
Because you don't know them offhand and stuff, and they all kind of blur together. But so I don't know. I always get really happy when we find a
Yeah, we found him.
voice guy.
After looking much harder than we needed to, we found him.
And yet it was easy. This is weirdly an easy cemetery comparatively, but yeah.
Get it together. Cemeteries.
Story
Look,
of
the
my
bodies.
life.
They're not
Story of my-
moving.
Unless they are, because it's plate tectonics.
Oh, well, fair. All right. Fair enough.
And mudslides underneath. I think that's how it works.
Ugh.
I understand science. But are you into Disney? Are you a Disney adult at all?
Sure. I've had a pass. I've gotten into Disney stuff.
Nice.
I'm not like Donald Duck's biggest fan. It's a bone to pick with this rich guy.
You're not on the
I guess that's Scrooge
the subreddit.
McDuck.
You're not on the subreddit of Donald.
Yeah,
or
I'm not
Scrooge,
Scrooge,
the whole
oh.
McDuck family.
Yeah.
Because he was Irish, McDuck.
Oh, I guess he was.
McDuck.
Yeah.
Or Scottish.
If he was Mac Duck.
Yes, he was
yeah,
Scottish. He had a Scottish accent, yeah.
But no, I'm a fan. It's just cool. I mean, it's cool to be like, oh wow, they're here. That's insane. I'm wondering, was his wife voiced the female duck, or if this is just?
I think it's just they're representing their love.
Their love.
Because the original Mickey
Because it would be
and
weird
Minnie.
if it was a duck and a human. That would be a Howard the Duck situation.
Because I think the original Mickey and Minnie did fall in love, and it's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is just representative of their love in his work.
Yeah, Donald and his wife hated each other in real life.
Man, that would But yeah, it's cool. I like how Mel Blanc has That's All Folks, and Friz Freleng has a bunch of his characters on his.
Cool.
I think it's cool.
That's really neat.
Yeah. Well, yay, may he rest. We got Ritchie Valens, who was buried next to his mom, who died, like so much later. Yeah. But he was so young. He was 17, which is crazy. But look at like how beloved he still is. There's pennies, guitar pick, flowers, like died in 59 and still leaving an impact. It's crazy. We literally just pulled up on Spotify some of his hits, because this morning, kind of not unlike Bob Hope, I was like, I understand his story, but I what songs?
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, is it La Bamba? Is it not? And like so many 50s bangers. And I'm like, oh, that's him. Oh, that's
Crazy
him.
amount of influence for 17 years. Wild.
So wild. And then a plane crash. Like, look, I'm not even superstitious, but like, I don't.
You're a little stitious.
I'm slightly stitious, yeah. And I don't like the idea of private planes and small planes. And
they're certainly scary. I mean, I've...
Too many deaths, too many.
Yeah, it's wild. Still safer than driving.
That's true. That is true.
Flying,
but I feel like if you're famous and in a small plane.
Yeah, don't get in it. Maybe not.
If you're not famous, it's fine.
But yeah, it's wild that there's so many. I'm assuming he used pennies as guitar picks, is my guess, based on the number of pennies left on the grave. Or maybe that's a whole different thing.
Wait, what was that? Sorry.
Like, I assume he uses pennies as guitar picks because based on the pennies.
Oh,
or
pennies is a grave thing.
Or is that like a going into like the dark? Is that like pennies over their eyes, kind of copper over their eyes?
Oh, that's a good idea, but no. So it used to be for the military. I had to look this up because this came up in a lot of episodes. Where the military, if you served with someone, you would put one currency if you knew them or like were in. But people have started doing it in general, and I don't know what that's exactly about. I should probably look that up before the end of the series, but it is just a way of showing that you remember them. Yeah.
Interesting.
It is a little interesting to me to put money on a dead person's grave, just because it's like the last thing they need, and people, I know it's like pennies.
Yeah.
But I don't know, unhouse people could.
I say make a little collection plate.
Yeah, and donate. Yeah.
Or an eternal flame. I'd like an eternal flame personally.
That'd be cool.
It just costs like a couple $1,000s a year. Come on, for life.
You're practical, you know. You that's how you want to be remembered. Whatever you dying wish. He wants an eternal flame.
Let it be known.
Just like the Bengals. So, and guitar picks, they're also very Catholic.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah, guitar picks.
I'm not
the
gonna
guitar is a Catholic instrument. Everyone knows that.
Sure.
Each one has a little bit of saint blood in it.
Yeah, all the apostles were super into electric
shredded.
Guitar. Yeah,
they're all shredded.
Power chords.
Yep.
You know. Yeah. We have William Frawley of How I Love Lucy fame, which this is a big one for me. I'm pretty excited about this actually. Mm-hmm. Winston just pointed out that he was born in 1887.
It's wild.
That blows my mind for some reason. Just because, like, I know the 50s was a while ago, but as somebody who watched so much I Love Lucy, it feels more recent than it was.
Yep.
And the fact that he was born, like, 13 years before the turn of the... Like, he was 13 at the turn of the century.
Yep. It's
like,
probably older than sliced bread, I think.
Probably. I think it was, like, the 1890s,
yeah.
I think. But what's so crazy, I was reading about him today, because I thought I kind of knew the things of the things, but it turns out he went to a movie on Hollywood Boulevard, had a heart attack there, and that's how he passed.
It's the way to go.
But it's so interesting because, like, think about it. Like, most people avoid Hollywood Boulevard now.
Oh, but then that was the place to be.
Trap. Yeah, I guess so.
The spot.
I guess so.
That time, eat a couple steaks at Musso and Frank's, and then go watch a movie and maybe keel over. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what he did, and he was 79. So I mean, he lived a good long life.
Had a good run.
He had a very infamous feud with Ethel. Vivian Vance, the character who played Ethel. I was like, wait, no, I know this. I was a I Love Lucy super fan in high school. I have to rewatch the series. It's been a while, but I don't know. Did you watch I Love Lucy?
I did not. I mean, I've seen like the couple, but no.
Yeah.
Not for the most part.
Did you watch any old sitcoms or any of them get you?
No, I've never been pulled. No, I'm not one of those. I don't know why. I'm like Friends is as old of a sitcom as I've really watched.
So in your lifetime?
Yeah, I'm not. No. I'm like, they don't understand my problems. Milk cost a penny. Like, yeah. I'm real judgy about old stuff.
I don't know. This kind of holds up. I Love Lucy holds up. It's a lot of physical comedy and visual gags. So, like, that tends to be a little more timeless than political humor.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes sense.
I don't know. He's an interesting character to me. So.
We got him.
We got him.
Got him.
We got him. Catch them all. And there's no Catholic joke we can make because it's literally a cross.
Yeah.
And I'm out. So are you afraid of death? Are you someone that's like, when it comes, or is it something you're actively avoiding? And
I mean, I'm actively avoiding as much as I wear my seatbelt and like, yeah.
I guess that was a weird way I worded it, but
I'm not like afraid of it. I think it's a good thing overall.
To not be afraid of it, or to
no,
die?
I think to die. I think death means that like this is all like worth living, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like if we were immortal, then day-to-day stuff doesn't matter. But knowing that there's like a timer on this all,
right,
the stuff that we do is important.
Did you watch The Good Place?
Some of it, not all of it.
Okay, they touch on that by the end. So
that's like
worth going back to if you feel so inclined.
And and I don't necessarily believe in an afterlife or anything, but also I believe that like your cells don't stop existing. Like
right.
Stuff you become part of the rest of it.
Right.
And that's exciting.
Good Place also touches on that. I don't want to do spoilers.
Maybe Good Place steal all my death ideas? I can't handle that. Find out that there's a whole show
Michael Schur stole all your ideas.
Oh, Mike Schur made The Good Place? He's my best friend. I've been telling him all my tales.
Oh, you should have copyrighted your ideas. Why I oughta.
No. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
It feels like it's gonna come.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, and that's okay. And I definitely don't want to be buried like this, though.
You don't? Okay.
No.
What do you want then?
Maybe sky burial. I'd be okay with a sky burial. Where, like, the birds come and take me.
Right.
That'd be really lovely, I think. But yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're pretty well adjusted.
I mean, I don't think about it all the time, but, like, I've had a couple close brushes with, like, long hospital stays and stuff. And been like, yep, this is going to happen. Sorry, I'm looking for the stove. Almost ripped my ankle.
Oh no. No, you know what's funny? I am kind of afraid of death.
You're afraid of it?
But, well, yes and no.
I didn't know how much I can ask back.
Yeah, you can. You're welcome to. But at the same time, too, I have to say that, like, when I've had near-death experiences, like in a car accident or when my heart condition first popped up and I didn't know what was happening, I made peace so quickly.
You're cool with it? You're like, okay.
Well, not even cool with it, but just like, can't fight City Hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
It was actually weirdly meditative the 2 times I thought I could die, for real.
I would rather go out being like, okay, well, this is the end of every book.
Right.
But then being like, no! I want to go out classy. I want the doctors to be like, that guy went out good. That was a good one.
Yeah. It'd be fun to throw up a fit. That'd be, if you had the energy, that'd be just a little funny.
Just like a big fit.
Just like, have your dying words be like, I'm not ready!
I'm not going! I'm not gonna, like a kid, like I get on the ground, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm gonna secret manifest. I'm gonna be the one human that never dies.
Yeah. Someone has to be the first, and it's me.
I'm sure some people do believe that.
I mean, that's everyone who's cryogenically frozen themselves, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So thousands of people.
Yep. Oof.
Ugh.
Floating around, but all right, we're gonna find one more and we'll see you in a minute. All right, so we have Peggy Singleton, who is not marked. This is next to her sister. I don't know why she doesn't have a marker. Maybe someone dropped the ball. Maybe there was no living relatives, but according to Find a Grave, this unmarked part is the voice of Jane Jetson.
Yeah. Wow.
So we just talked about how you don't watch a lot of old sitcoms.
Yeah,
but what about cartoons?
I have seen the Jetsons.
Okay.
I am familiar with this voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You?
Yeah, I love the Jetsons. I watched a little bit of them in the pandemic, actually. I like it a little better than the Flintstones, because the Flintstones a little more macho.
Yeah, the Jetsons, yeah. He's a little more woke.
Yeah, George is still a little, curmudgeony,
a
little man of the house, but not as egregious as Fred Flintstone, who feels like a wife beater.
Yeah, McCarthyists were like, those Jetsons are too woke. They have a robot. No robots in my house. Yeah. Give me my Flintstones, my Connors, my last man standing. Yeah. No, it was good. It's wild that it just, we all end up in the same place.
And also, I mean, I want to point out, again, I said at I said at the, what's the Donald Duck name? Something Nash?
Yeah, Clarence.
I have a friend named Cameron Nash, so that got confusing for me. But at the grave of Clarence Nash, I was saying that voice actors are largely not as well known, household names. Mm-hmm. But even with that being said, I think there is a mythology that if you're famous and or working in Hollywood, you have an eye-catching eyesore of a grave, and it's all about you and attention.
Nope.
And this is actually common. There's other someone from Three's Company also has an unmarked grave. Mm-hmm. It's John Ritter doesn't even have that he's famous comedian and actor. He's just like brother, friend, husband, dad, and a Beatles quote. So it's like, not everyone's egomaniacs, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Most of it is, ends up with everyone else and not necessarily a lot of fanfare compared to the average grave.
Good.
If not less than, because she doesn't even have a marked grave.
Yeah, it's reassuring. Kind of, right? Yeah.
Well, it all equals out.
Because when I end up in a back alleyway, I'll be like, well, comparatively pretty good.
True. True. Yeah. I don't know.
That's good. That's how I want to go. That's my wishes.
My brother's like, get me cremated and throw me in a dumpster behind Burger King. I'm like, well,
all right, okay.
I want to go first now because I don't really want to do that. Like, that just feels wrong.
What about a dumpster behind a Ruth's Chris? What about a nicer dumpster?
Only. It's classy dumpsters only. So it's crazy that I think the voice of Judy Jetson only died in recent years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she like lived really like 100 and.
Damn.
She was a teenager though, I think, or like a young 20-something when the Jetsons actually filmed in the 60s. So, and the Jetsons, fun trivia fact, this isn't a trivia channel, but I do have this piece of trivia. It actually only had a few seasons because it was not a ratings bonanza because the cartoon imagery and all the cool like atomic colors looks amazing, but half of America did not have colored television. So
interesting.
So it's actually a surprise that it became this like lasting juggernaut.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
I did not know that.
It was almost the wrong place, wrong time, right project.
Huh.
So
you learned something new.
Life stranger than fiction. But thank you for your service, Peggy Singleton. I'm a fan. Oh, hello. Join us in a mausoleum elevator. I can make a whole other series about this.
Oh, there's a smell in here that is upsetting.
It's a little formaldehyde.
Yeah. Is that what that smell? Is that smell?
Not quite, but it's not.
It's like in the pool.
It's not great. Cool, I can't find my sunglasses.
There we go. Yeah.
People are like, oh my god, elevators and cemeteries, you can get stuck. I'm like, it's fine. But yeah, the smell's going away, but no, not really. The one at Hillside is gold. That's my favorite.
Wow.
Hi. This is cool. It's like a secret basement. And you cannot tell from the road. I like it. This is, wow. Okay. I think the cemetery, it's very pretty. It's a little boring, but now that we're in the mausoleum area, I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it's great.
Back to being like, I'm on board.
10 of 10. Would be buried here.
Yes.
Can't afford it, but would.
This is so cool. I'm gonna flip it around. Look at this. You can't even, it doesn't even feel like a cemetery.
It feels Vatican.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, it's Catholic. And look over here. Religious imagery.
There you go. That's that Jesus guy. That's actually a recreation, I think, of a sculpture that is in the Vatican that I think was done, but it's one of one of the old masters. I think it's, I can't remember which one, but it's like a very famous marble sculpture. That's a recreation of it.
Yeah, playing dumb. What's this? Who's the lady? No, not playing dumb. Not playing dumb. Yes, I recognize this. Very famous imagery. Cool. Well, that does it for today.
We did it.
And Grimmy was like, that's right. That's my Uncle Winston. I know him. Yeah, so you told me, though, that you had been to Hollywood Forever only once.
Yeah, I went for Cinespia once. And that's it. I really have never, wandered around it. I lived real close to it, too, and I just never was like...
Yeah.
I guess I'm not a real... Cemetery person, yeah.
Well, it's because you weren't really... We've known each other for years, but we kind of met right before the pandemic. Yes. And we've been in touch, but we've really only hung out
a couple times,
yeah, so we'll just have to go to a cemetery with no cameras and have fun. When it's not as hot.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's muggy today. It's not that bad, but it's muggy and...
It's noticeable.
We're in a field. We're in a field. Even when it's 80, it's like you're in a field. You're like,
we're out here.
But so what do you think? Is this like a top cemetery? A medium?
Oh, yeah. This is great. I would say a good, like a solid C+ before the mausoleum, and then now I've seen the mausoleum, I'm like, oh, this is a B+.
Yeah, I agree. That's
really
kind of my, that's probably how I'd rank this too. The mausoleum's cool.
It's really great.
Yeah, probably one of the coolest, if not the coolest, just because of all the levels and how decadent it is. But yeah, we got our group shot that doesn't even look like we're in a cemetery, and we were making a joke, and I can't believe it's never come up on the cemetery. But it's like, you know, oh, if I die, heaven forbid, all my friends have very on brand for my death photos.
Yep, we're all ready.
It's like, you're ready to eulogize me. It's like, I knew her when she was alive and going to cemeteries, and now she'll be dead in one.
For all of us. Flip side.
Oh, that's... I was taking one for the team, being morbid. Yep. But yeah, you're right. Yep. You're right. I'm prepared for everyone that's been on this series. I will eulogize you with a photo of you and probably me and Graham in a cemetery with you guys. So the show's ending, but the photos are forever, baby. Well, that does it for today. So thank you, Winston, for joining us.
For having me.
Thank you for waiting a year and a half and bearing with all the whatever difficulties were with the scheduling. And we're both like being such tourists.
It's fascinating.
It's cool. Well, stay alive until next time, and we'll catch you then. Bye.
Bye.